just gonna do a code walkthrough on how to actually just retrieve an access token from MPESA, the MPESA API, which is basically mobile transactions payments API. So what you have, you actually have to just come to this developer.safaricom.co.ke, and if you just look here, you're gonna find actually useful code snippet here. And basically this is all you need for you to actually start authenticating your retrieving your access token, which is bearer token, to start working with the MPESA API. So actually what you see here is basically the same thing that you will see here. So I have this get MPESA access token on Laravel, and what I did was I took the an env. I have an environment variable here, and inside my environment I have if you check my env, okay, wrong env, my .env file somewhere here, .env. All right, we're gonna find it. Okay, let's just, here it is. Wrong env file, wrong project. Here's my env file, right? So I have an env file where I created a consumer key and a secret key, and I did a short code, MPESA STK short code, the test MISDN, which is the phone number, the test URL, which will be the callback, and then the pass key as well as the B2C password. So all of these are created out here in the env document, and of course from there I have to just because I've registered these variables, it means I can access them here in my controller. I have a users controller. Most of my functions are in the user controller, because I am doing authentication here. Um, So the first route is the one that we're on here, the first function, which is the view user MPESA.index. If you come here, this is view MPESA.index. Um, yeah, that's the view, and I created this button here, which is called start transacting. Um, it's basically just a button that allows for with that button I have an event listener. It's taking in the ID, and it says on click actually take us to this particular, I'm using Axios, which is going to do an Ajax call to this particular route, and then of course it's going to retrieve, it's going to, in my routes folder, let me just show you what my routes look like. In my routes, in where the routes, where's the route, yeah, here in my routes I have an MPESA section where I have a get token, right? So definitely we're going to get to this route from the Ajax function that you saw over there, and it's actually taking us to our controller, right? Which is the user controller. Where's my user controller? Controller. Yeah, here we go. So we're here, right? And here I'm just making a basic authentication check to see if not really an authentication check, but to see the environment. If we are on if we're on a development environment, obviously we're going to be on sandbox. But if there is a value for the value for our MPESA environment is greater than 0, then we have an environment that is live. Therefore, in a live environment, we're going to use the actual API. So yeah, we open up the curl, and then we the CURL, and we pass it in the URL, whether it's live or actually the sandbox URL. And then we set our options, we initiate it, and then in our options array, I have a couple of variables, headers, and then SSL verifier. These are pretty standard with MPESA. You can just copy and paste if you want to. But then the important thing here is the ENV consumer key and the MPESA consumer secret. So once you concatenate that and put it together, you should be able to receive a response, and that'll be a JSON response, of course, and then it'll be wrapped up in this curl, and then we'll close the curl, and then we'll return the response. And what we will find is that maybe here in our developer tools, and then when we go to the console, and then when we click on this button here, transact, it's going to open up this guy here, and we're going to go to inside the token, the data, and then we're going to retrieve our token here. So this is our authentication token from the MPESA API.